take this bunch on in. I'll look over that hill over there, see if I can find any more.
You be along after that?
Well, if I don't find any, I'm liable to be sitting by the fire by the time you get those in the corral. Take it easy.
Right.
You'll never get that thing off. Why don't you quit?
We can try, can't we?
Much good as it'll do. Tyler, he's slowing us down. Telling you, Bolton's picked up our tracks by now.
You ain't gonna leave me, Sutton.
We're not leaving you.
If you hadn't killed that guard, Bolton wouldn't have found out about us for another day.
I never meant to kill him. I was just paying him back for something he done to me. Over to this friend's place where you're taking us. Maybe he'll have a chisel or something.
Sure. We'll just walk in and tell her you always go around wearing chains.
A girl?
I always knew you were good for something, brother, but I never figured to be making houses out of cards.
I ain't got but 3 more cards left. I'm gonna make it this time for sure.
Gee, I'm proud of you, brother.
Yeah, you have to breathe so dadgum hard when you're talking. You don't blow out on the house of cards here.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, when I mean I'm proud of you, I mean I'm really proud of you. Ooh.
Dadgummit, little Joe!
How are you?
Oh, it's nippy out there.
Yeah.
Oh, did you collect them strays?
Huh? Yeah. I got a couple of them, and I checked them right off on the tote sheet.
Good.
Ooh.
Alan get back too?
No, but he said he'd be right along.
Good.
Sit down, Pa. Glad to see you.
Huh?
You boys are riding the line out by the Oats Ranch, weren't you, little Joe? Maybe Adam just decided to go by and pay Miss Netta a visit, Paul.
You know, I wish one of you boys had sparked to Miss Netta. She's a fine girl. She's a handsome one, too.
Hey, Paul. What about little Joe? Don't you think he'd make a nice husband for Miss Netta? And you could arrange it, too, couldn't you, Paul?
That's not a bad idea.
Hey, look, you're kidding. I don't want to get married, Pa.
Well, she's a pretty girl, isn't she?
Well, yeah, but...
She's pretty, ain't she?
Pa, I think she's one of the prettiest girls I've ever seen.
Of course she is.
And she's got the makings of one of the finest little horse ranches in this country, ain't she, Paul?
She certainly has.
It's all paid for and clear, little Joe.
Yeah, well, I don't care. I just don't feel like getting married. Well, not for a couple of days, anyway.
You know, Hoss, I think he's going to change his mind.
I'm sure he will, Paul. And when he does, we're going to all be real proud of him.
Yeah, it must be Adam.
Sounds like more than one to me, Paul.
Detail, halt! Soldiers. Oh, that's strange.
Mr. Cartwright?
Yes, that's right.
Detail, dismount. Stand to your horses. Captain James Bolton, Provisional Barracks, Fort Dayton.
Well, Captain. Oh, please, come in. These are my sons, Hoss and Little Joe.
How are you, Captain?
Well, Captain, I suppose you must have your hands pretty full these days, what with the Indian uprisings and all. Oh, please, sit down.
Fort Dayton is a casuals post.
What's that?
Place for troops deemed not fit for line duty.
Well, the least we could do is get you men some coffee. It's pretty cold out there today. Hoss, see that Hobson get some coffee out to the men.
Yes, sir.
Hold that.
My men are on duty.
Well, I ain't on duty, Captain. You want some coffee?
No. I'm trailing 3 deserters that escaped from my stockade.
Well, Captain, do you think they headed up this way?
The trail led to your land.
Well, as I was riding fence all morning, I didn't see anything. How about you, Hoss?
Nope.
No sign of tracks, campfire, trampled down brush.
I didn't see anything.
Well, that's odd.
Well, Captain, I don't see why that should be so odd. We have a pretty big piece of land here. 3 men could very easily lose themselves on it.
Perhaps. Who else is in the house with you now?
Up Singh, our cook, our captain. Now, surely you don't think that those 3 men are hiding in this house?
It's not within my province to think one way or the other, Mr. Cartwright.
Then let me set you straight, Captain. Those men are not here.
Then you'll have no objection to my men searching the area.
Captain! I just told you. Those men are not in this house.
Let me state the situation very precisely for you, Mr. Cartwright. We know that those 3 men came to this general area. It is also quite obvious they cannot evade detection without some outside help. Now, anyone aiding them in any way will be charged with and tried for obstructing military justice.
Hoss, will you be good enough to show the captain out?
You betcha, Paul.
Captain, we've got a man out here, Captain.
Adam, if my son, let him go. Let him go.
Release him.
Adam, what happened?
I don't know, Pa. Just west of where me and Joe split up, I heard this noise, turned around, somebody jumped me.
Did you see their faces?
Well, let's get him into the house. Joe, get the liniment.
Okay, Bob.
Well, it's not as bad as I thought at first.
The men that assaulted you. Could you tell if there were 3 of them?
I know there were at least 2 of them. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I heard them talking about whether they'd kill me or not. There could have been a 3rd. Take it easy, Pa.
Paul, it looks to me like it's right now time for some settling up to be done.
Well, we'll do the settling up.
Move over. Now, Hoss, I want you to bandage Adam up.
Get him up to bed.
Well, Paul, I kind of figured on riding with you.
Well, little Joe knows exactly where Adam and he were rounding up those strays. Now, here.
Anytime you say, Pa.
Yeah.
These are the men I'm after. They belong to me.
I think there's something we'd better straighten out, Captain. This is my land you're on, and that's my son who's been ambushed. Now, if you want to ride along, fine. But you ride where I say, and you ride behind me. Otherwise, take your men and get off the Ponderosa.
And if they are the men I'm after?
Joseph?
Let's take a breather. Sutton, are you sure you know where you're taking us?
Well, if you want to strike out on your own, go ahead. I'm not stopping you, am I? The ranch is over that way, I think. Yeah, I'm sure of it.
Well, how do you know they're going to take us in?
I told you I worked there when I was drifting west a couple of years back. Yeah, I'd have stayed on, maybe, except the old man running it booted me off because his daughter took to me. I always promised Netta I'd be coming back for her. Just a little sooner than I figured, that's all.
Oh! 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 Ain't nothing to hear us but hoot owls and crawlies. I don't like it neither.
You ain't ever known anything better.
Cut it out, both of you. That's an order.
That's an order. You hear him, Mertz? Only you ain't an officer no more, Tyler, so maybe you ought to forget about issuing orders. No, I still don't figure you out. Mertz here was facing the gallows. Me, I still had 5 years left to serve. Hey, this cave, it's a pretty good place to hole up. And you had about 6 months to do, and you'd have been free. So why risk your neck breaking out?
My reasons don't concern you.
Maybe. Maybe not. Look, you two hole up here. I'll go see if it's clear at the girl's place.
I'll just go with you if you don't mind.
All right, but not him. Netta'll scare off. She sees him parading up in them chains.
You gonna leave me?
Yeah, he's right. You lie low here till we get some other clothes and something to pry those chains off with.
You coming back for sure? You give me your Bible word?
You have my word.
If you're coming, let's get moving.
There's no sign of them up there, Pa. They must have headed off in that direction.
Yeah, probably kept to the creek bed, the other side. Turning dry now, but the bank should still be soft enough to leave prints.
Yeah. Somebody came through here, Pa. Not too long ago.
Hold it. Here they are again. Spread out. Search any spot that's big enough to hide any of them. If that's all right with you, Mr. Cartwright. Put up your gun, Captain. All right, now. Where are those other 2 men that were with you? I charge and hereby arrest this man for known and specific crimes against the Articles of War. Captain, he's a military prisoner now. I'll get your answers for you. Corporal, take the prisoner in charge.
Yes, well, you better get those answers, Captain.
All right, Mertz. Where are the other 2? You put a blotch on my record, Mertz, and I intend to erase it. Where are they?
I don't know. We split off. That's the truth, mister. I swear it.
Just get the answers, Captain.
Maybe you're right. If he knew what the others were, he'd be pouring it out. Because he's scum. And scum always breaks. Isn't that right, Mertz? Or have you forgotten what it's like in the hot box?
Someday somebody's gonna get you, butcher.
Well, it won't be you, Mertz.
I can assure you of that.
No. No! 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 I'd rather die than go into that hot box! No! No!
The prisoner was attempting to escape. You're a witness to that.
I'm also witness to the fact that you deliberately tried to murder him. Bolton, I'm going to see to it that my good friend Colonel Metcalf at Fort Dayton gets to know exactly what kind of officer he has in his command.
Nice ranch.
Yeah. Where do you see the gal who lives on it?
We better get cleaned up. First, scared of death walking this way.
Scare. I guess you didn't listen good when I told you about her. We were real friendly, Netta and me. That ain't her I'm worried about. It's her pa. Stable's over here. Don't close the door so we can hear if anyone's coming. Hey, there's what we want. Here, put this on. Help you look human again.
Good-looking colt. His mother must have died. He needs care.
This is a fine time to be fussing over horses.
I sometimes prefer them to people.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Just a thought.
I'd sure like to see Butcher Bolton's face right now. He's probably chasing us halfway across the Sierra.
I doubt it. Bolton's a sadist, but he was one of the best Indian trackers in the Army.
Well, we're not Indians. Besides, after we hole up here for a couple of days, they'll probably quit looking for us.
Not Bolton.
All right, not Bolton, maybe, but the brass. They'll figure it's not worth the effort. You're an officer. You know how they think.
I was an officer. About this girl of yours. You've been gone for 2 years. How do you know she hasn't married or something?
I know. I'd like to make a little bet on it.
You already have. Your life.
Yours, too. And don't you ever forget it. I told you I'd be coming back.
I thought you'd forgotten me.
Netta, you think I could ever forget you? Oh, Tyler, come here. This is my partner. I've been telling him all about you. Now he can see everything I said was true. Tyler, ain't she a beauty?
Sutton, you never even got close. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss. Tyler's my name. Paul Tyler.
Miss? Her name's Netta. Call her Netta.
How do you do? Are you in the Army with Jimmy?
No, not exactly.
Well, you see, Netta, I left the Army some time back. Tyler and me been doing a little prospecting.
Oh. Well, why didn't you just come right on up to the house? What are you doing out here?
Oh, we were covered with trail dirt. We wanted to wash up a bit before we barged in on you.
Now, was that fair? You get all prettied up and... Well, just look at me.
Oh, honey, you're wonderful. Just beautiful.
I'm going to take a walk outside.
Wait a minute, Tyler. Your pa's up in the house, I guess, huh?
Oh, Jimmy, Pa died over a year ago.
Oh, that's a real shame. I'm sure sorry, honey. Who's taking care of the place?
Oh, I've a hired hand, Charlie. He's in town for a week.
That's awful, you're being alone like this, honey. Oh, it sure is good to see you again.
Why didn't you write to me?
Oh, I couldn't. I was moving around a lot. You know how it is.
Yes, I know how it is, but do you? Oh, Jimmy, after a while, I gave up hoping, and then I just stopped dreaming.
I didn't stop. That's the only thing that kept me going. Netta, I'm gonna make up all that lost time to you.
Jimmy, I don't think you can. I just don't think you can.
Let me try.
Ben, I've known you for a long time. But I can't accept these charges you make against Captain Bolton, not without proof.
Well, what more proof do you want?
Well, at the moment, it's your word against his.
That's right. Well, what did he tell you? That Mertz was trying to escape?
That's what he says in his report.
Well, have you spoken to Mertz? Have you heard his side of the story?
I would have done so, of course. Unfortunately, Private Mertz is dead.
Dead?
He attacked a guard in the stockade last night. During the ensuing struggle, he was killed.
And you believe that? You really believe that? Colonel, how many men have died in Captain Bolton's stockade?
Captain Bolton is an officer with a distinguished record, Ben. Commended several times for bravery in action. Perhaps you noticed his hand. He was captured and tortured by the Sioux.
The Sioux are savages. Captain Bolton, I presume, is a civilized, responsible person.
Come in.
Adams, yo, Boyd, right?
The colonel sent for me?
You know Mr. Cartwright?
Yes, sir, I do.
Captain Bolton, Mr. Cartwright has made certain charges against you. I thought you should be here to defend yourself.
I'm aware of Mr. Cartwright's charges. I'm sure the colonel knows my behavior has been and always will be strictly according to Army regulations.
Colonel, I've never heard of any Army regulations that cover the killing of prisoners.
Mr. Cartwright, maybe you don't know whom you're defending. Private Mertz killed a fellow soldier in a brawl over a card game. As for Sutton, he attempted an armed robbery of an Army payroll.
Ben, this is a casuals post. I don't know whether you realize that it's made up of outcasts and misfits.
They're still men. And as such, they're entitled to certain minimum standards of treatment.
Ben, I respect your opinion and your judgment, but this is the Army, and I have to stand behind Captain Bolton.
Yes. Yes. I understand. Good day, Colonel.
Good day, Ben.
Thank you, sir.
Captain, I chose my words carefully in front of Mr. Cartwright. But your conduct has been brought into question. If there's the slightest indication of any transgression of regulations on your part, I'll see that you're investigated and if the facts so warrant, court-martialed. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
That's all.
With the colonel's permission, I beg leave to return to the Ponderosa with a detail of men.
Well, that's private land. We can't search it without permission of the owner or an order from a civilian court.
I have already obtained the required court order from the Federal District Court of this territory.
Request granted. But if I were you, Captain, I'd remember that warning I gave you. I'd remember it very carefully.
Sir.
That was great, honey. Nothing like a good meal to make a man feel like he belonged.
Thank you. Well, you haven't touched your food.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I've spent too much time eating army chow.
Army chow?
Well, he was in the Army, too, before we started prospecting. Who's that?
Well, I don't know who it could be at this hour.
Netta, honey, would you do me a big favor? Don't say anything about Tyler and me being here.
Well, why not?
Well, we just hit a big silver strike, maybe, and it's best nobody knows about it. Not yet. You understand.
Well, good morning, Hoss.
Morning, ma'am. You sure do look nice in your new dress and all.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I don't want to worry you none, but Paul thought you ought to know about it. There's some Army prisoners loose.
Army prisoners?
Yes, there was 3 of them, but they ain't 2 now. One of them's already been caught.
Oh. Well, thank you very much, Hoss.
Ma'am, everything's all right here, ain't it? I mean, there ain't been nobody around here.
No. I'd ask in for coffee, but my stove, it's not working right.
Well, ma'am, I'll be happy to
No,
fix it.
Hoss. It's not broken. It's just hard to handle. But thank you very much, Hoss.
Ma'am, you right sure everything's all right?
Yes, Hoss.
Morning.
Is he going? You can never be sure about people, honey. We heard about them Army prisoners, too. It might have been one of them.
Might have been. Just exactly where have you been prospecting?
Well, up north a piece. Ain't that right, Tyler?
Sutton. Yeah, I guess it is if you say so.
Sure, it's right. What's got into you?
Jimmy? Is it you they're looking for? Is it? I guess it is.
But I was framed. Honey, you know me. I was wild, but I never did anything dishonest. And I tried to serve out my time. But you don't know what that stockade was like. Beatings, starvation. There was a captain got his fun by kicking us around. You know what happened to him? He was in a sweatbox for 3 weeks. When they brought him out, he was almost dead. Tell her! Tell her!
Yeah, that part's true.
Why didn't you tell me all this last night?
I was going to. I was afraid.
Of me? You were afraid of me?
That's what Captain Bolton does to you. He makes you feel like an animal all the time, and you're scared. Netta, if you love me, Netta, if you love me, you help us.
What can I do?
Hide us out.
Oh, Sutton. Why do you have to drag her into this? Why don't we just get out while we can?
To where? They got Mertz. That means Bolton thinks we're heading out of here. We're going to stay here. It's our only chance.
Yes, you can stay here. Both of you. I want you to.
I knew I could count on you.
Thank you, Miss Nutter.
Oh, I don't know, Paul. She seemed all right. It was just that she was kind of nervous like or something.
You mean by her not letting you in the place?
Well, that and it was just a feeling I got. I don't know how to explain it. If I didn't know Miss Netta better, I'd think she was trying to get rid of me or something.
Well, if things didn't seem right, why don't you have a good look around the place?
I kicked myself all the way home for not doing just that, little brother.
I think we'd all better take a good look around that place.
Suits me fine. I'm getting tired of being an invalid.
I don't mind. I'd rather you stayed home.
Oh, Pa.
Oh, what? With Captain Bolton and those deserters still in the area? Can't leave the house unguarded.
All right, I'll hold the fort.
The coat will be needing this.
You and that Tyler, you sure do a lot of worrying about that colt. I'll see you later.
Where are you going?
Scout around the area. Hey, that's Army talk. I guess it rubs off on you whether you like it or not.
Brought him some milk.
He needs it. Is it warm?
I think it's just right.
Come on, little fella. Drink some milk. Drink it. Poor substitute for your mama, huh?
Where did you learn all about horses?
I grew up with them. My father used to breed trotters back in Maryland.
Well, you don't see many of those out this way. I love to watch them, the way they move.
You ought to see them being trained. Oh, they fight you, make it tough, but once you have their trust, you can depend on them. I wish you could say as much for people.
You've been hurt pretty bad, haven't you?
Paul, there's something a little funny about this. I don't believe she left here without locking up, do you?
I don't know. You fellas take a look out back. I'm going to look in the stable.
Right, Pop.
You know, I get a funny feeling about you. Like you don't care whether you get away or not.
Oh, you're wrong, Netta. That's something I care about very much. Bolton's never gonna get me back in that.
Did they do that to you? Oh, that's terrible. That's just terrible.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
Oh, I'm not.
Netta. Netta, don't worry about me. I'm not worth it.
I haven't known you very long, but I think you are.
Oh, put it down, son.
Ben, please.
I'm sorry, Netta. I mean it, my son. Put it down. Come on, put it down.
And you drop that gun. Now, mister. I got the drop and I ain't gonna miss from here.
Oh, this is Ben Cartwright, don't you?
Get out of the way, Netta. Great work, pal.
What's great about it? I might have killed him.
Will he be all right?
I hope so. I hit him hard. Too hard.
Ben Cartwright, huh? The way he was talking. He knows who we are, doesn't he?
I'm afraid he does.
Nothing to be afraid of. His hard luck, not ours. Netta, get away from him.
No.
Get away from him. It's him or us.
Put it down, son.
You decided to start giving orders again, Lieutenant?
I have no choice. You try killing him and you're dead.
But what's got into you? You wishing to have Bolton beat you to death? All right. All right. But we gotta get out of here before he comes to.
Where are you gonna go? Do you have another friend?
right, stay here.
What's the matter, Sutton? You forget something?
Netta, I can't leave you. Not with all the plans made for us. You and me, honey, we're gonna make a great pair.
Are we, Jimmy?
Drop 'em, boys. Drop 'em.
Right, get up.
Move. Move over.
Come on, get over there.
You all right, Paul?
Yeah, I guess so. That was quite a wallop, young man. What are you after?
Give us a break. You can help us get out of the territory, but give us a break, that's all. Mister, you turn us back there and they're gonna kill us.
Yes, I saw the scars they got in the stockade. Please, Ben, can't you help them?
That it's an army matter. It's out of my hands.
Well, what if one of them was your son, Hoss, or little Joe? Please, you gotta help them.
Well, if they were my sons, I think I'd ask them to give themselves up.
To the mercies of a Captain Bolton?
Give me your name tags.
What do you want them for?
So I can convince the colonel that I've really seen you and that you are ready to give yourselves up.
To Captain Bolton?
I'll speak to the colonel. I'm sure he'll be as fair as he possibly can be.
You ain't gonna do it, mister.
Do we have any choice? One thing, Mr. Cartwright. If Bolton comes for us, no matter what it takes, I'm not going back.
Take care of them.
Dismount. I'm taking you into custody.
On what grounds, Captain?
For aiding and abetting the escape of an Army prisoner. Search him.
Yes, sir.
You're stepping over that line, Bolton.
I'll be the judge of that. Where are they? Which direction was he coming from?
From the west, sir.
Take your men in that direction and bring him along.
Yes, sir.
Lead off.
Come on, little fella. Come on. Come on, try. Up. 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 Come on. Come on. He's gonna make it. It's funny what a thin line separates things. Yesterday, I wouldn't have given him much of a chance.
Sometimes it can be the same way with a man. Yesterday, I might not have thought you were worth saving.
Well, what makes you think I am now?
Well, you saved Ben Cartwright's life.
You know, we're going to be here for quite a while. Why don't you set yourself somewhere?
I'm just stretching my legs.
Well, I think you got all the kinks out. Sit down.
All right, friend. Don't get angry.
You think quite a bit of that colt, don't you?
Why not? He needed my help, and in a way, I needed him.
Yeah. Mr. Tyler, you don't have to answer this unless you want to. What'd you do that got you into all this trouble?
I was convicted of cowardice. Oh, don't look so surprised. It's true. The actual charge read dereliction of duty, refusal to obey a command, and cowardice in battle. It was in the border campaign against the Apaches. My first command. The regiment was pinned down, and I was ordered to take my platoon and make a flank attack in the open. 27 men against 400 Apaches. I refused. Maybe it was because I was afraid. All I know is that I couldn't bring myself to lead 27 men to their deaths.
How come they want you to do that in the first place?
That's the terrible part. I didn't know at the time that it was meant to be a diversionary attack. The real attack was coming from the other flank. Well, they were thrown back, and half the regiment wiped out. Maybe my life and the lives of my men could have made the difference. But now I'll never know.
It wasn't cowardice, Paul. How could you obey an idiotic order and commit suicide with all your men?
You're wrong, Miss Netta. It wasn't an idiotic order. The Army generally knows what it's doing.
Well, what were they doing when they put scars on him?
Ma'am, you can't judge the whole Army by a man like Captain Bolton.
But, friend, that's the man we gotta go back to.
Well, Pa told you he'd take care of that, didn't he?
Look, your Pa's a good man, and maybe he's got good intentions, but he's never come up against anyone like Bolton before. I tell you, he's gonna kill us.
Oh, no, he ain't.
Look, there's only one way to beat this. And that's if you fix it so we don't have to go back.
Mister, we can't do that.
Can't you? This morning when I scouted the train, I left a buggy and a couple of horses up in the gully. All you have to do is turn your back for a couple of seconds, and me and Tyler and the girl will disappear.
Save your breath.
Look, you think a lot of Netta, don't you? Don't you want her to be happy? Well, all right. What do you think she's going to feel like when she's watching them taking me away to be killed? She's been waiting for me all these years. Tell him, Netta. Tell him to let us go.
I can't, Jimmy. I just can't.
But why not? Hey. What's been going on in this stable besides taking care of sick colts? Okay, hold it! You take one step my way and I'll put a bullet in him.
You do that, mister, and all the bullets in that gun ain't gonna keep me from squeezing the life out of you.
Don't you worry none, friend. I'll do it. I got nothing to lose now. Throw your gun on the floor. Come on. The other one. All right, you. Over there with him. Move! So long, Lieutenant. You had your chance. And you're gonna have what's left of him after Captain Bolton gets through with him.
Corporal, you're a witness. He was armed and dangerous. You too, Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, let's tell him that Paul's going to give himself up and that he doesn't have a gun.
I'll tell him, Miss Nettie, but Captain Bolton ain't gonna wait long.
Well, just give us a minute.
Yes, sir. Come on, little Joe.
Come on.
Where are you going?
The back door. We can still make it to the gully.
Oh, Netta. Bolton would shoot you down just as fast as he would me.
I don't care. I don't want him to kill you.
No, honey, I can't risk your life.
Paul, I love you.
Me? You love me?
Yes. Oh, yes. I want to be with you.
Then I can't run. I can't run.
You ain't got a gun, Captain.
Get out of the way. Corporal, this is Army business. I'm taking that prisoner.
Don't forget he hasn't got a gun.
Take them aside, Corporal. Tyler!
All right, Captain.
Drop your gun, Tyler. Captain! I said drop your gun. All right! Cartwright, you're gonna be sorry you interfered with the Army.
He's dead. You better get started back to the fort, Corporal. We'll bring the captain in.
Tyler?
How long?
I don't know.
Well, I'll be here.
Let's go, Corporal.
Thank you, Miss Brown.
Howdy, Bert.
Ben?
Another hot day?
That sure is.
Yeah.
Hello, Horace.
Hi, Bert. Good driving.
Well, they sure are. I'll put them on your bill.
Bert, you put him on Hoss's personal bill. Say, I got a long list of supplies here I'd like you to put together for us.
I said leave me alone.
Some of that sweet wine, Bert. Doctor said take a little with my meals.
Out of the brand you like, Luke. Maybe later today we'll have some in.
Luke. Honey, you heard what he said. Look, you can come back later.
I don't want no woman telling me what to do. Who do you think you're fooling? You think I haven't got any eyes? I'll get her myself.
Oh, wait a minute, Luke. You stay out of there.
Luke? Us and I just going out to have some breakfast. Why don't you come along with us?
Now, you Cartwrights, stay out of this. I don't like you. I never did. I ain't gonna put up with this, Luke. You get out of here and stay out of here.
Look, honey, please stop. I don't want you to get hurt.
No stinking storekeeper's gonna tell me what to do. You high and mighty Cartwrights, you don't mean nothing to me.
Look, honey, please stop.
I've always wanted to kill me a Cartwright.
Luke. Luke, honey. Please, will you?
Now, how'd this happen? I'm afraid it's too late for a doctor.
Luke's been drinking for a week straight, Sheriff. He plumb went out of his head. There wasn't nothing Ben could do.
Luke Grayson's been heading for this for a long time.
Maybe so. A miserable end for a man like Luke Grayson once was.
You had to do this, didn't you, Ben Cartwright? You had to kill him.
Well, Todd, this is the end of our long journey. Virginia City. Doesn't look like either of us are going to get much of a welcome.
Paul must have got my letter. I wrote him right after he sent me the money for the fare.
Time's pretty valuable to a man as rich and important as you say your pa is. He probably left word for you. Let's ask around.
Well, that's the thing to do. I want to thank you anyway for looking out for me the way you have.
Agent?
Yes, sir?
You know a man called Luke Grayson?
Sure, who don't?
Well, he was supposed to meet this stage.
Well, now, he ain't gonna meet this stage or any other. You'll find him over yonder.
You don't mean he's dead?
Well, now, Ab Jenkins ain't buried a live one recently. However, I think the townspeople would have been willing to make an exception in this case.
No. No, he can't be dead. Can't be dead.
Isn't that terrible? That boy came all the way from Boston to see his father.
Father? Is that Luke's kid?
Are you sure there's nothing more Huss and I can do?
Appears to me you done too much already.
I don't like the way you said that, Mr. Jenkins. Everybody knows it was either Paul or Luke.
You know that ain't what I mean, Haas. I was referring to all the expense, paying for the best funeral. The sheriff has a special fund to foot that kind of bill.
Yeah, the sheriff didn't gun Luke down, I did. We'll see you at the services. Thank you.
Get out of my way. Jimmy, come on. Is that Luke Grayson?
I'm afraid so.
Not the way I remember him. It's not the way at all. How did he die?
I'm afraid this ain't the time or the place.
Look, mister, I've got a right to know he was my father.
Todd. Todd Grayson. I'd have known you anywhere. It's all Luke talked about the last few days. If there's ever anything I can do.
What do you know about him?
I'm Diane Jordan. Luke and I were... Your father and I... Well, he must have written you about me.
How did he die?
Now, look, son, this is no time to be talking about things like this.
Isn't it?
Why isn't it? He'll have to know the truth sooner or later. Your father was murdered, shot down in cold blood by a man named Ben Cartwright.
Now, you know better than that, Diane. Son, this ain't the same as back east. When a man draws a gun on another man...
Ben Cartwright. Why did he want to kill my father?
If you're Ben Cartwright, you don't have to have an excuse to kill a man.
Diane, I won't have this talk. Now, look. Boy, you come with me a minute. It's your father's gun. Take a good look. It'll show he fired twice. There was no way back after that. He fired even before Ben Cartwright drew.
My father's gun.
He wore it proudly. It was a famous gun once.
Son, the gun, I think I ought to turn that over to the sheriff.
Why? It was Luke's gun, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, sure, but...
Then it should go to the boy. Everything Luke left should go to the boy. Your father left some other things over at my place with me. I know he'd want you to have them.
Nor is it for us to condemn the victor, even while we mourn the fallen. We can only hope that the soul of Luke Grayson shall achieve in the everlasting life beyond the forgiveness and peace denied him on this earth. Let us pray.
You better say one for yourself, Mr. Cartwright. It's gonna be your last. You murdered my father, and now they're gonna bury you along with him.
Don't be a fool, boy. Put up your gun.
When I'm finished with it.
Son, this is your last warning. You might get off the first shot, but I'll get off the second.
Hold it, Sheriff. He's just a scared kid now.
Sure, I'm scared. But that's not gonna stop me.
Todd, for your own sake, listen to me. It was no murder. Ben Cartwright did everything he could to avoid bloodshed.
Keep out of this. It isn't your fight.
It doesn't have to be anybody's fight, son. If I'd done what you think, do you believe I'd be a free man today?
Oh, I've heard all about you, Cartwrights. You can even buy your way out of murder, but not this time. Let me go. I'll kill him. I'll kill him.
It's all right. It's all going to be all right, just the way I promised your father.
I don't want any favors from anyone.
That's all right, Todd. Your father was that way, too. He wasn't the sort of man to ask anyone for a favor, either. You put him there, Ben Cartwright. Think of that when you try to sleep tonight.
I've addressed a complaint to Judge Parker in Eureka. He should be there by the first of the month, and he can head straight back.
Well, that's fine. That should only take about 3 weeks. Now, what happens to the boy till then?
Well, I reckon the taxpayers can stand the expense of another boarder.
Hang it all, Roy. You can't keep that boy behind bars. He's not a criminal. He's a 16-year-old kid.
With a 16-year-old gun. Ben, do you realize that if that kid was just a split second sooner, you wouldn't be around to watch either one of them grow any older?
That's right, Paul. Sidewinder is just as poisonous today as he is when he's full grown.
Well, we're not talking about sidewinders. We're talking about a boy. Besides, fangs of this one have already been pulled.
And I am to see that he don't get a chance to grow another set. Leastways until a circuit judge decides what happens to him next.
A lot of things can happen till then. But not with the boy in here. Eat himself up with grief and all. It's just no good, Roy.
What do you want me to do? Take him by the hand and tell him that nice little boys just don't go out and murdering their owners and turn them loose?
I've come for the boy.
The boy? Hold on, Diane.
He's my responsibility, isn't he? Who else is going to look after him? He was Luke Grayson's son. And I'm the only one around here that cared anything about Luke Grayson, so that gives me a right to the boy.
Diane, it's not a matter of who the boy's father is. It's just that, well, he's upset and he's kind of dangerous when he feels this way.
Well, I could take care of him, Sheriff. I could give him a home.
Where? In the saloon?
Roy, please.
You stay out of this, Cartwright. I don't care what you all think about me, but the boy has to have someone. Don't you understand that? He needs someone.
I'm sorry, Diane, but I just can't turn him over to you.
Well, could I see him?
Well, of course. That's perfectly all right. Right over here.
Todd?
What do you want?
Well, I brought you these things. They were your father's. Gold watch and chain. Remember this? 3 silver dollars. That's all he had.
But there must have been more. He wrote me.
Oh. What exactly did he tell you, Todd?
That when I got here, he'd buy a horse for me, and I'd help him build a house, and together we'd start a ranch.
Yes, I know.
How would you know? He never would have showed you any letters he wrote to me.
No, that's right, he wouldn't.
Besides, he never would have sent for me on a $3 promise. He wasn't that kind of a man.
Well, he's gone now. It doesn't matter.
Well, it does to me. And it would to you, too, if you ever meant anything at all to him.
Well, I don't know what I meant to him. But I certainly know what he meant to me.
Diane, is there something I could do to help with the boy?
What's the matter, Cartwright? Looking for something to ease your conscience?
Oh, Diane, you know better than that. Paul's just trying to...
I don't care what he's trying to do. How can he know what I must feel? How can any of you Cartwrights know anything about feelings? You've got everything you want. Isn't any room in your life for anything like feelings?
Sheriff, I'm not going to leave that boy in that jail cell.
Ben, now I know what you're thinking, but you're wrong. You don't know that kid any favors.
What makes you so sure the favor'd be for him? Roy, both of us, we've been around a pretty long time, but not so long that we can take a man's life and just forget it, whether the man needed killing or not.
I know, Ben. Now, I don't like keeping that kid in jail any more than you do, but what do you expect me to do with him? Turn him over to Diane?
No. No, turn him over to me.
To you? Paul, you forgetting what that boy tried to do to you out at the cemetery?
Us? He's a scared little boy who traveled 3,000 miles for what? For a funeral. He's hurt, he's confused, he's alone. If somebody doesn't straighten him out now, he'll wind up like his father, or worse. And then somebody else will have blood in his hands.
Well, Paul, if we do take him, what are we going to do with him?
Take him out to the Ponderosa. Show him what fresh air feels like. Give him a horse, teach him how to ride. Don't you think I know what to do with boys?
Oh, sure you do, Paul, but this boy wants to kill you.
He thinks he wants to kill me. But if he stays locked up like a criminal, he'll be sure of it. Now, Roy, please believe me, I know what's best.
Ben, I have all the respect in the world for your judgment. I think you're wrong. But if I do turn him over to you, you're going to have to be responsible for him all the way.
I'm perfectly willing to accept that.
Boy, he's going to be a mighty big handful. Adam and little Joe both going out on a roundup.
Well, we'll be able to manage him.
But it's only a parole, nothing more. And if he steps out of line just one time, you're duty-bound to turn him back to me now. You understand that?
I understand perfectly. There'll be no trouble.
Paul, I sure hope you know what you're doing.
So do I.
Mind if I join you?
Don't you believe in knocking?
Oh, that depends.
Your kind never does.
Now, just what is my kind?
I've seen you in every mining camp and every tank town honky-tonk between here and Mexico. Maybe not the same face or the same fancy duds, but the same cold eyes, same way of walking, and the same stink of killing on you.
Well, now that we understand each other, I'll have that drink. A nice place you've got here. Fine taste in furniture.
Now, you didn't come here just to talk about my taste in furniture.
And don't be too sure about that. Let's just call this a sort of social visit. People like you and me, we never get enough chance to talk. Nobody much cares what we think or how we feel.
Feelings? Can't afford them. Not anymore.
No? And what's this still around for?
Give it to me. It's all I have left of him.
That and the boy, he's on your mind whether you like it or not.
He's nothing to me anymore. Now that I know he's in good hands.
The hands that killed his father. That kid's got spunk. How long do you think he'll take what Ben Cartwright dishes out? Come on, admit it. Sooner or later, he'll make his play. Then he'll get himself killed then or hanged later.
What can I do about it? He won't talk to me.
Maybe he doesn't have to. Maybe he already has.
What do you mean by that?
I was at the funeral. He tried to kill Ben Cartwright, and you didn't try to stop him.
Well, I'm not responsible for what he tried to do.
Maybe not. But you were hoping the boy would pull the trigger. Or weren't you?
Well, how do you expect me to feel? After all, his father and I were...
We're in love? That's very touching, but a little out of my line. I'm talking about killing Ben Cartwright.
You'd kill Ben Cartwright?
For a price? For a price, I could kill most anybody.
What makes you think I've got the money?
Well, not you, maybe. I was thinking of the kid. On the way out here, he told me about his father. That boy's gonna fall into quite an inheritance.
I haven't sunk that low. Anyway, even if I wanted Ben Cartwright dead, I'd never hire a two-bit gun like you.
No, I guess you wouldn't. You can let the boy do it for you. Wear something pretty when you go up to prison to see him. Think it over. I'll be around if you need me.
That the prettiest bunch of trees you ever seen, Todd?
You ever been to Boston?
No, can't say as I have.
How do you know they don't have prettier trees there?
Got something there. Never thought of it, I reckon.
Guess there are lots of things you never thought of.
Yeah. Yep, I reckon you're right at that, too. What about that horse? You think you can ride him?
What's so hard about riding a horse?
Come on. Yes, sir. There's a whole lot more to being a cowboy than just smelling like one or wearing boots. For instance, you always get up on the left-hand side of a horse. You walk up to him real easy like so as you don't spook him. Go and try it. Go on. Todd! The left side. Doggone it, boy. When are you gonna get it through that ornery head of yours? We're trying to help you.
Help me? You think I want to ride that sweaty old bag of bones?
I don't give a hoot whether you want to or not. You're going to.
You think you can make me?
You dadgum Tommy Tootin' I can.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, I don't know. I've tried my best with this boy. I can't seem to do nothing to please him.
Huh? That seems to be the trouble, son.
Look, I came out here because the sheriff made me. That doesn't mean I have to like it.
Now, look, Todd, when you're here on the Ponderosa, Here's a guest, not as a prisoner. You try to remember that?
Howdy, Ben. Oz.
All right, it's good to see you.
How are things in town, Sheriff?
Fair to Midland. How you getting along with young Todd here?
Oh, just fine, Roy, just fine. Everything's going fine. Gonna make a rancher out of him yet, aren't we, Todd?
Ben, I've been thinking maybe I overstepped my bounds in letting you take that boy.
Why, I said I'd assume full responsibility.
Yeah, but just the same, technically, you're still in my custody. Where are you figuring on sleeping him?
Well, most of the hands are out with Adam and Little Joe in Roundup. I figured I'd give him the foreman's room there so he could have a place of his own.
Mm-hmm. Seems solid enough, excepting for that wind in the back. You can see that from your room, though, can't you?
Now, wait a minute, Roy. This is a boy's room. It's not a jail cell.
Not as far as I'm concerned. And Ben, put a lock on that door after the kid goes to bed tonight, you hear? Well, I'll be heading back to town.
Roy, we got supper on the table in there. Won't you stay and eat with us?
I wish I could, Hoss, but I gotta get back.
Sorry we're late, Paul, but Todd here couldn't quite make up his mind whether he wanted to eat or not.
Well, believe me, Todd, I never had any trouble like that with Hoss when he was your age. Not since, either. You know something, Hoss? This beef is about the tastiest we've ever had.
The gravy looks good, too.
Now, there's no sense in this, boy. I know you're hungry. Why don't you sit down and eat?
Do you think I'd eat at the same table with the man that killed my father?
Todd, we're just trying to help you. Can't you understand that, boy?
Don't do me any favors. Now, look, I'm not afraid of you or any other Cartwright, and I'm not going to take orders from you either. Now, I said I wasn't going to eat at this table, and I won't.
Don't let him spoil your supper, Paul. You done all you could.
The boy's been through a pretty rough day, Hoss. Probably hasn't eaten since breakfast, maybe even longer.
Made up his mind to hate everything about this place. Starting with us.
He didn't exactly choose to come here. Look at it another way. I suppose I'd been the one who'd been gunned down. How'd you feel about breaking bread with Luke Grayson?
Yeah. I reckon I never looked at it like that, Paul.
Hoss, pick this supper up to the bunkhouse. Boys got to eat.
Yes, sir. Don't be surprised if I come back with a finger bit off. Paul thought you might change your mind about supper. I brought you something to eat.
Well, you can take it right back to him. I said I don't want anything from you Cartwrights.
Look, Todd, I don't care how mad a man gets about something. His stomach goes right on needing something to eat.
You think you can make me eat that?
No, I can't. And I wouldn't want to make you eat it. But if Paul thought you was down here hungry and there wasn't no food here for you, he'd feel real bad about it.
Your father doesn't care anything about me.
Todd, what makes you say that?
What makes me say it? Because it's the truth, that's why. Ben Cartwright's a liar.
Now, you listen here, boy.
No, you listen. You must think I'm 2 years old or something. You and all your talk about teaching me to ride. Well, I don't want to ride, see? And I've had just about enough of your father's talk about me being a guest here.
Todd, he meant that. You are a guest here as far as we're concerned.
Oh, am I? I suppose you put locks on the doors of all your guests. There's your supper. You can take that back to him and tell him I'm sick of his kind of favors. All right, Cartwright.
Todd, what is this?
I guess you know what it is.
Todd, listen to me.
Come any closer. Don't come any closer. Don't come any closer.
Todd, give me the gun.
No! No!
Paul, it's all right. What's the matter?
Todd, stole an empty gun out of the desk drawer. Tried to kill me.
Tried to kill you? Well, a little varmint. Where is he?
Outside somewhere. Probably hiding like a scared animal, waiting for you and me and a dozen other grown men to come chasing after him.
Paul, you ain't going to just let him go, are you?
No, I'm not going to let him go. I'm not going to go running after him either.
Paul, he tried to kill you.
With an empty gun.
Yeah, but Paul, he didn't know it was empty. Dad burned it. How far does your obligation go with this
Boss,
boy?
please.
Please nothing, Paul. After all you done for that boy, you gave him a home, you...
The least I could do after what I did to him? Sheriff Roy Coffey. Have to think of his position. Regardless of what I think, I'm going to have to tell Roy what happened.
Probably stole one of our horses and halfway to San Francisco by now.
How far do you think he could get? You saw the way he rode, didn't you?
Yeah, but I got a sneaking hunch he wasn't doing his best neither.
Well, probably try to find his way back to Virginia City. If he did, we'll find him there. I'm not going to run after him. Not tonight, anyhow. Let's try to get some rest. We'll go see the sheriff first thing in the morning.
It's getting late, honey. Why don't you go to bed?
Go to bed. I haven't slept since he died.
You gotta go on living, kid.
Yeah. That's just the trouble. Living and thinking. Looking at nothing but this day and night.
You really loved him, didn't you?
Sure. Funny, isn't it, Charlie? Me falling in love with a guy like Luke Grayson. Charlie wasn't much, huh? Couldn't keep a job. Always getting in fights. Always getting drunk. Half the time he didn't even know I was alive. Funny, isn't it, Charlie? You're not laughing.
Nope. I ain't laughing.
Remember how he was? When he'd walk down the street, all the women would get mad that they'd met their own husbands. I was just like him. My eyes would follow him wherever he went. He was so tall and straight. And that smile, it was like that to me until the day he died.
You want another drink, kid?
Yeah, I guess so. Better than trying to get to sleep. Thanks.
Are you open for business?
Sure, I'm open for business. What can I do for you?
I want to buy a gun.
Guns cost money, boy.
I've got money. It's not much. It's $3, but that ought to buy a gun of some kind.
I don't have a gun I can let go for $3.
Look, mister, any gun, an old one. Maybe you've got something here, somebody left on a bill or something like that.
Son, you might as well know. I wouldn't sell a gun to Luke Grayson's boy for $3 or $3,000, and nobody else in town would either. Now just run along and forget it.
Well, good night, Charlie. Todd, what are you doing here?
Mind your own business. Leave me alone.
Todd, you're in trouble. What's happened?
I tried to kill Ben Cartwright.
Oh, Todd, they'll catch you. They'll put you in jail.
I don't care what they do to me.
Oh, we can't stand here talking like this. Someone will see us. Here, come with me.
Ben is just bad seed. I knew Luke Grayson when he amounted to something, but he still had that bad streak in him. The boy's got it now just the same as the old man had. You got any idea which way he headed?
Well, he came this way as close as we could figure.
Well, I'll get a couple of deputies. I'd like to have you come along, Hoss. Ben?
I might as well get started.
Good.
Bert, what happened to you?
Luke Grayson's kid came in the store and wanted to buy a gun. I refused to sell it to him. When I turned around, he hit me on the head with an axe handle.
Don't you think you better have a doctor take a look at you?
Well, I don't know. Kind of stunned me for a minute. I kept seeing the kid taking the gun, and I couldn't make my legs work quick enough to stop him.
He took a gun?
That's right. 6-shooter and some shells. He knew what he was doing.
Ben, you better take him up to doctor. Hoss will go along with me.
All right.
And Ben, it's not just a 16-year-old boy we're dealing with. It's Luke Grayson's kid, and he's got a loaded gun.
All right, Roy.
I asked you, where did you get that gun?
I told you, I just got it, that's all.
Now that you've got it, what are you going to do with it?
I'm gonna kill Ben Cartwright. What do you think I'm gonna do with it?
Now listen to me. I want him dead just as much as you do. But what chance do you think a kid like you'll have against all those grown men?
All I need is just one clear shot.
Don't you realize that they'll cut you to ribbons the minute you walk outside this room? Todd, what are you gonna do?
I'm getting out of here.
No, Todd, wait. There's another way.
What are you talking about?
If I help you, will you promise me that you'll leave Virginia City and never come back here again?
How can you help me?
This is a draft on the First City Bank of San Francisco. $500. If I sign it, it'll be payable to bearer.
$500. Then I was right.
Right about what?
This is my father's money. You were holding out on me.
Holding out on you? Todd, I'm just trying to help you.
Look, if my father gave you this, you keep it. I don't even want to hear about it.
Maybe you don't need it, kid. But I do. You won't need that gun. I'm on your side. Right, Diane?
What are you doing here?
I told you I'd be here when you needed me. I think you do now. And I know you stole that gun. So does the sheriff, and he's coming to get you.
I've got to get him out of here. Get him to San Francisco. Do you think you could do it?
I can do it for $500. You see, I was listening outside your door. Now, that's not socially correct, maybe, but it's a way to find things out. And you just sign it, and I'll get the kid out of town.
There's only one thing. You mustn't cash it until you get to San Francisco.
Sure, I'm in no hurry.
What are you doing? I don't want anything from you. Look, my father wouldn't have anything to do with a woman like you.
Now, look, boy. You do as you're told, or I'll let the sheriff have you. Cash that for me.
$500. That's a lot of money.
You've got that much in the till, just go ahead and cash it.
I've never seen anything quite like this before.
Mr. Cartwright!
Yes, Charlie?
Would you take a look at this for me?
Yes. What is it?
It's a bank draft. You know about these things. I wish you'd look it over.
He doesn't have to look it over. It's good.
It's got Diane Jordan's signature on it.
Why did she give you this?
I don't think that's any of your business, Cartwright.
This has something to do with Todd, doesn't it?
What's the matter, Cartwright? Can't you hear good?
Where's the boy?
You've got my money.
I said, where's the boy?
I don't like people touching me. And I don't like them grabbing my money.
This is yours, legitimately. You'll get it back. But not until I've talked to Diane about this.
Ben!
Here.
Diane? Are you in there, Diane? It's Ben Cartwright.
The door's open.
I think this belongs to you.
Where did you get that?
From the two-bit gunman who's been hanging around town. He tried to cash it downstairs.
He tried to cash it. Well, what business is it of yours? Maybe I owed it to him. Maybe he did me a favor once.
Oh, did he? Or was he about to do you a favor? Like killing me?
It was Luke's money. Luke owed it to Appling.
Diane, Luke never had $50 as long as I knew him, much less 500.
Get out of here. I don't have to sit here and listen to you saying these things about Luke. You killed him. Isn't that enough?
Don't you think the whole town knows it was you who supported Luke? Don't you think they know it was you who fed him, who clothed him, who even gave him his drinking money? And all the time, he didn't even know you were alive?
That's not true. Luke was good to me. He loved me.
Did he? Do you think Luke was capable of loving anyone, or even of thinking of anyone other than himself?
Stop that. I won't listen to you saying such things. I won't listen to you. Here, I won't listen.
Diane, you know that what I'm saying is the truth. And one day you're going to have to face that truth. Where's the boy?
Right here, Cartwright. It's easy to lie about a man when he's dead and can't talk back, isn't it?
Todd, put away that gun.
I'll put it away after I kill you. And this time I'm not gonna miss. This time I got bullets in the gun.
Todd, don't wait. Todd, stop!
He killed my father. You're forgetting that?
No, I'm not forgetting, but everything he said about your father was true.
No, it's a pack of lies.
No, it wasn't a pack of lies. Look, I knew your father better than anyone in the whole world. He wasn't any good. Just like Ben Cartwright said. He was no good.
No, you're lying. He sent me money. He wanted me to come out here and live with him.
He never sent you a dime. Every honest dollar that Luke got, he drank faster than he could walk to the post office. That $500 that I gave to Appling was mine. The money, the check that you got every month to keep you in school, that was mine. Even the money that you were sent to bring you back here to Virginia City was mine. See, I thought if he saw his own son, that would help him straighten out.
Couldn't be if he was so bad. Why would you?
Why did I stick to him? Because I loved him. I loved him from the first moment I saw him.
Give me the gun, boy.
Keep trying to remember him the way I wanted him to be. He was such a wonderful man. Such a rotten, lousy, stinking, wonderful man.
Paul, you all right? Charlie just told us what happened.
Yeah, I'm all right, Hoss. That boy, he's going to be all right now, too.
I'm still gonna have to take him in, Ben. He stole a gun.
Did he, Roy? An empty gun. Now, what do you think that would be worth? The lives of two people?
I guess it ain't worth a thing, Ben.
Oh, Roy, in case you happen to think about it, that horse of ours, the boy didn't steal it. I just gave it to him. Is that right, Hoss?
Yes, sir, that's right. Roy, you tell him to ride him out and pay us a visit.
And tell him to bring his new ma.
green lane, you fool. What are you gonna do, put out my fire before I get it started?
Ain't neither green. It's dry as a bone.
You sass your paw once more, I'll take a strap to you. You get over to the wagon, get them wet sacks. I don't want no fire around that wagon. Look at it go now. Wind's just right. Be up in them trees in no time.
How far will it burn?
Oh, on up through the canyon. Up that ridge, I expect. 500,000 acres. Make a nice piece of land.
A lot of trees to burn.
Can't eat trees.
Well, the stock can eat grass, and the grass will burn too.
Grass will grow back in. Thicker and richer than ever. Fire purifies the land. Always like to burn over my land before I start.
Somebody's coming.
Here as good as you can.
Who are you and what in time are you doing with that fire?
I'm Jeb Hode. It's my daughter, Willa. I'm clearing myself a piece of land. I might settle down here, if I like the look of it bare.
You crazy fool, you're gonna burn the whole range. Give me that sack. Some more of these sacks and help me.
Let that fire alone! You get yourself killed!
Shoot him, Pa! Shoot him good!
Now look, you. You try reloading that cannon, I'll put a hole right through you.
You killed my Pa!
I'm sorry. I gotta get this fire put out. Still like to cut my heart out, wouldn't you? I still know what I'm gonna do with you. Look, if you just listen to reason, just give me a chance, let me try to explain. Your father didn't know what he was doing. There's a lot of people living up in these hills, people with homes, people with families. These woods are as dry as tinder. Once the wind got behind that fire, he wouldn't have burned 1,000 acres, he'd have burned 20,000, maybe more. All right. I know it's not a reason to kill a man for, but I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want it to come to that. Look, you have to listen to me. I warned him not to shoot, didn't I? Didn't I warn him not to try it again? It's not too good a time to explain, I guess. I can't leave you out here alone. Take you back to the house, see if I can't help you. Come on, let's go.
Oh! I'll kill you! I'll kill you, Dad! I'll kill you! Come on. Come and get me. Come on.
heaven's name, what have you got here?
Her name's Willow. I killed her father.
You what?
Clearing the timber off of Box Creek Canyon. They're gonna burn it off.
Burn it off?
That's right.
Oh, fire in the canyon would turn it into a chimney. Half the Ponderosa could
I
have been...
told him to put it out. He wouldn't do it. I tried to put the fire out myself. He warned me if I went near it, he'd kill me. I didn't think he meant it, but he did. I had to kill him to stay alive.
You can't keep me here. My kinfolks are coming to kill you all. Grab hold and feed you to the hogs.
What about her?
After I killed her father, she came at me. I had to tie her up. There's nothing else I could do.
Hoss, have the body decently laid out. Adam, you better go in and report this to the sheriff. See if he can get out here if possible. Ask Mrs. Shaughnessy to drop up here. We'll need some help. Oh, and Adam, you better have her bring some things for the girl, like shoes and dress, maybe a skirt or two. You better put the girl in the east bedroom.
They'll kill you all. You can't keep me here. My kinfolks are coming to kill you all. Grab hold and feed you to the hogs.
Boys, want to see some first-class stock? Look yonder.
Whoa! What do you make of it, Doty?
I only see one gun.
Mind what I told you. You hear?
I heard you.
Get up. Howdy, stranger.
Afternoon, ma'am.
We be the Hodes traveling west out of Kentucky. We want no trouble with man or beast.
I'm Bart Hastings. This is the Lazy K. These are my men. Like you, I don't want any trouble. You're welcome to travel across my land.
Now, that's real nice of you. Know of a place called Virginia City?
Know it well.
How far be it?
Oh, about a week's travel with your rig.
Ever seen the likes of us afore?
Why do you ask?
Son of mine, Jeb Hode, and his young and likely passed through here some time ago. You'd know him for our kin if you seen him.
Passed through here about a week, 10 days ago.
You didn't take to him?
I did not.
Don't take to folks like us.
He camped here without asking. Killed one of my steers for beef. Didn't ask about that either.
We'ns ain't liked much. Hang tight together. Got to or get killed. Nobody does a hurt to a Hode without any pays for it.
I didn't hurt him. What's more, I gave him the beef. He and the youngster looked half-starved. Then I ordered him off my land.
That why you ain't asking me and mine to light here and rest ourselves? Kind of that steer?
That's right.
We travel a fur piece today, near 20 mile. Winds are wore thin. Stock needs feed, needs water.
You can't stay here, and that's an order. You gotta move on.
I wasn't gonna shoot. I was up.
He's dead. He's dead. We killed another one.
Come on, bring him out of there before that horse tramples him.
He's dead.
Ever no duty to miss? Come on, bring him out of there. Give him a hand.
You won't get away with this.
Nothing to get away from.
It was murder.
That man drawed his gun. Don't do to draw on a hold. Too many of us have been killed.
You know it was murder. I saw you beat the man for it.
'Twasn't murder I whopped him about. I whopped Doty because he shot, thought I told him to. I warned him when we got here.
Call it murder or not. He'll hang for it. I'll see to that.
Best think on that real hard. You ain't never seen killing till you kill one of us.
She that dirty?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to soak her a good long while to get her clean, Pa.
Well, how you gonna manage that?
Yeah, Hoss has got this contraption rigged up. He thinks it's gonna work. Sure hope it does.
Yeah, hope it does.
I think this ought to just about do it.
Here, take this out of here.
Yeah.
Good mirrors are hard to come by.
Right. Hey, Shaughnessy, maybe we better just put it off for a while. You know, maybe I could talk to her, calm her down a little bit.
We've waited long enough. Now, there's no use in putting it off any longer.
All right, but now look, you promised me you're not going to hurt her. If she starts to fight a little bit too much, we'll just let her go.
I promised, and I'll keep my promise.
And don't forget, she might be afraid of water, you know.
Oh, nonsense. It's just another excuse to fight. She'd fight if you fed her cherry pie. Now, if I had my say, I'd take that snap and bite out of her with a razor strap.
Yeah, well, Shaughnessy, take it from me. It doesn't do any good to fight with her. If we use a little patience and a little kindness, we can...
Don't worry, little Joe. I'll do it your way. Now, here, take this.
Okay.
Well, there she is. She's a good one, too. Stout. I jumped up and down on her.
What is it?
Well,
it'll work fine if I need it. Now, you two get out of here. Go on.
Yes, sir.
I'll kill you!
I don't think it's gonna work.
Don't you fret yourself. Shaughnessy's running more critters through that sheep dip than half the Rangers in Nevada.
I'm not gonna! You can't make me get in that water! I won't! Get your hands off of me! Give me back my britches! I'll show you! Oh, you trying to drown me?
Joe, what do you think you're doing? You can't go in there. You don't reckon?
I don't know. Maybe she did drown her.
Did you hear nothing?
Shh. Shaughnessy? Shaughnessy, you all right? Answer me.
Shaughnessy, are you all right? Answer me!
We're all right. That is, we're fine. We're having a real nice soak.
Oh, I can't do this. I'm all thumbs.
You're the one that says it takes gentleness and patience. Well, stay there and be gentle and patient. Be careful she doesn't bite a finger off you.
Yeah.
Here it is, Shaughnessy. I moved that buckle over about an inch. It ought to fit real fine now.
Try it and see.
Me?
We might need someone strong.
Yes, sir. Easy, gal. Real easy now. Don't you kick me. Easy now. That's the way. Ain't gonna hurt. Hey, you know something, Joe? She is a pretty little gal. Pretty as a spotted pony. Oh!
What's the matter now?
She bit me, that's what's the matter.
It can't hurt that bad.
She took the hide off me. She took the hide right off me.
Well, you pulled her hair or something. Never was any good at hair, nohow. Who does all the plaiting of the tails and manes around here? Me.
You better be careful.
Don't you bite me, I'll swat you one.
Hey, Hoss, will you hurry up with that thing? Come on, hurry. She's hard to hold.
I'm coming. Here, what do you want to do with it?
Put her where she can see herself the minute I let her go.
Over by the window, Hoss, where the light's the best.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, watch her. Now, you watch her now. I'm gonna let her go.
Easy, gal. Easy, that's it. Hey, Joe, you know something? You know something? I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, she's a gal, ain't she? Any gal rather look pretty than that. I knew she'd quiet down the minute she saw herself.
All females are vain.
Can I show the mister?
Hey, you sure can. He's gonna be real surprised, too. He didn't know he had such a good-looking gal in the house. Hey, Pa! Hey, Pa, I got a surprise for you. Where are you?
I'll check the barn, Joe.
Yeah. Oh, right here. See? Come here. See her? No, I don't like it. Come here. Put your hand up here. This one here. Here. Yeah. That's good. You know, you stay like that. I want Pa to see you just like that, okay? You stay. Hey, Pa! Pa! Hey, Pa! Pa!
What's all the yelling about?
I got something to show you. It's a surprise.
What?
Hey, you're not gonna believe it.
Believe what?
So help me, Pa, I'm gonna bring her back and tame her if it's the last thing I do.
Hey, Joe, did you tell her she could take Paul's horse?
My horse?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Be dead burn. A book of poetry. Hard to believe, ain't it? I never figured a book of poetry is good for anything.
Yeah, that book of poetry turned the bullet and saved my life.
Yeah. Hey, there's some pages here that ain't tore up. Mind if I read it?
No, go ahead. Who is it?
It's the sheriff. Paul's down there talking to him.
I wonder how he found out I was bushwhacked so fast.
I don't know. I'll go find out.
Well, Ben, this is the first I heard that Adam had been shot, but in view of what I was going to talk to you about, I think I know who shot him.
Who? Adam's never had any enemies around here.
He has now. You all have. You got a whole darn nest of them.
What do you mean?
Well, that girl Adam said you had here, her kinfolk, the Hodes, they come to town just like she said they would.
Now, you don't mean that it was one of her family that shot Adam?
Well, Ben, like you say, Adam didn't have any enemies that'd do a thing like that, but the Hodes did find out there was a Cartwright killed the girl's father. No question about that. The talk's all over town. So somebody must have pointed Adam out when he went through Virginia City. You still got that girl here?
Yeah, she's still here, Roy. She's out with little Joe somewhere, but she's still here.
You mean she's roaming around loose? From what Adam said, you just about had to keep her locked up in a cage.
Well, she's tamed down now, Roy. She's wearing a dress and washing and eating at the table with us, even learning how to embroider. But we still have to keep her locked up at night.
Yeah, the gun's locked up. Anything with an edge on it, like a knife or an axe or something.
Even so, she sounds a lot tamer than the rest of her family. That's what I wanted to tell you, Ben. The Hodes killed one of Bart Hastings' best men on the Lazy K when they come through there.
Killed him or murdered him?
Well, it all depends on who you're listening to. Bart claimed it was out-and-out murder, and the Hodes, they say it was just plain self-defense. Anyway, there's got to be a trial. I'm on my way over now to pick up Dodie Hode, the one that done the shooting. Thought you and Hoss should come along. It's on your property.
What? The Hodes camp near here?
Just over the ridge.
We'll come along.
I'll settle up the horses, Paul.
I'll be right out.
They'll come. Don't you fret yourself about that. They killed my boy Jeb because he wanted to settle on a piece of land. They'll come to drive Wins off, too.
Have we got to kill him, Graham?
Got to kill the one that killed my boy Jeb, leastwise. Got to show him we can kill man for man. It's the onlyest way we can stay alive.
I wish it wasn't so.
Has to be, Bud. Folks like them been hounding us every foot of the way from St. Joe. Fighting us. Denying us the simple means of living. Killing us. 'Twasn't for us showing them we could kill quicker than they could. We'd be in our graves afore this.
That's true, Graham. They do hound us. I never could figure out just why.
Wins ain't like them, that's why. They don't take to folks so different. They hate 'em, fear 'em, just feel they gotta be rid of 'em.
Well, I don't see that. We're like they are.
No, we ain't. Our folks settled in Kentucky and Tennessee more than 100 years ago, but we ain't like 'em. We got 2 hands, 2 feet. We got red blood in our bodies. We got love in our hearts for our young'uns and our old uns. And we pray to God Almighty, but we ain't like 'em. We'll be fighting 'em all the rest of our lives, I expect.
Our lives may not be long. They can kill us off near any time they take a notion.
Can't give in to 'em, that's the worst. Can't let 'em fence us out or deny us our rights to the land or kill us without punishment. We Inns would be better dead many times over if we done that.
Well, I'd rather be alive and married to Willow like we was promised. I'd rather have a piece of land and a place to raise young'uns.
I'm afeard they ain't never gonna let you and Willow marry. They're a gathering agin us right now. You know that.
I reckon.
They'll come on hard. And I reckon they won't stop till we're all dead. I know we won't. If it comforts you, they'll bury twice as many of theirs as they will of ours. I promise you that.
It don't comfort. None at all.
I hear riders. Fair enough!
Ma'am, I'm the law.
Not here, you ain't. Here I'm the law.
Don't be a fool, Mrs. Hode. I come out for the one you call Doty.
What do you want with him?
Stand trial for the killing of Slim Carter, the Lazy K Ranch.
That and drawed his gun. Doty killed him before he could kill one of us. That ain't nothing to stand trial about.
It's up to the jury to decide whether he's guilty or not. My job is just to take him in as the law requires.
Where was the law when they killed Doty's wife?
Doty's wife? I know nothing about a woman being killed.
I'm telling you. Near a month ago out in the prairie, some wild bunch came and shot up our wagon for no reason. Doty's wife didn't draw a gun, but they killed her. Doty ain't been real right in the head ever since.
Did you report that killing to the law?
I told the lawman. He done nothing, just drove us on. There's a law for you'uns and a law for we'uns, but it ain't the same law.
Now look,
ma'am. It is the same. Leastways around here it is.
Who might you be?
Ben Cartwright. I own this land.
Then you must know who I am, I reckon. You better know why I'm here.
Yeah, I know. Your granddaughter Willow told us all about you.
I want her. But more than that, I want the man that killed Jeb Hode.
Heard about that too, ma'am. Sorry about what happened. Little Joe said it was unavoidable.
I mean to see he hangs for it.
Little Joe's my son.
And Jeb Hode was mine.
the law determined that little Joe acted in self-defense.
There's a law for you'uns and a law for we'uns, and it's not the same law.
Well, I say it is the same law for both of us, and don't you defy it. Now, I come out here to take in Doty Hode, and I'm going to take him.
You try it, and they'll likely bury all of us.
Is that right?
Maybe we better think on this, huh?
Yeah, maybe so. Come on, boys.
Roy.
Yeah?
You know, she meant what she said. Every word of it. We try to bull our way in there, they'll be dead to bury. Most of theirs and most of us.
But I gotta go in. She's defying the law.
Oh, she's not defying it. She's afraid of it.
What's the difference whether she's afraid of it or not? The law's the law, and I've sworn to uphold it.
Well, maybe you didn't swear it when you took office, but you're bound to uphold human lives before the law.
Ben, you've got to be realistic. Them Hodes are like a pit full of rattlesnakes and twice as dangerous. You heard her say she wanted to hang little Joe, didn't you? Well, she meant every word of that.
She was upset. She had every right to be. I know how I'd feel if one of my sons had just been killed. Now, Roy, you gotta let me go back and reason with her.
All right, Ben.
Paul, what you gonna do?
Gonna hold out my hand to her.
I got a beat on him, Ma. Just say when.
tricks are you playing?
No tricks. I'm a man with sons, tired of killing. I've come to talk to a woman with sons who must hate killing. Will you hear me?
I'll hear you.
We can fight each other and kill each other over a man already dead. And that'd pile grief on grief and settle nothing. Or we can call the dead man buried. We can set aside grief and hate. We can live as neighbors. Will you look at what I've come to show you?
I'll look.
Not more than 20 miles from here. A rich valley with sweet water and good grass. Sheltered land. I'll give you 50 head of beef and 10 horses, 2 broken to the plow. Your neighbors, I'll be one of them. We'll help you build before the snow flies.
It has the look of a lie, a trap.
Yeah, that it does. But the truth would look exactly the same.
No man gives away so much.
I'm not giving. I'm trading. In exchange, you won't make me kill some of yours to protect mine. And I won't make you kill some of mine to protect yours.
What about my boy Doty? Sheriff said he wanted him.
Yeah. He'll have to stand trial. A fair trial, I promise you.
Show me your face. I ain't seen nothing but lying, cheating men for a long, long time. I'm about decided all the good uns are dead.
What did you see?
I'll study on it. Doty'll come in at sundown tomorrow, or not. That'll be your answer.
Sundown tomorrow.
If this be a trap, a trick to blind me, or some way to kill Doty, I'll come after you, Ben Cartwright, and I won't rest till you're in your grave or I'm in mine. And I mean to have my granddaughter back with me. You remember that.
Go if I want. I got no rights. Over me!
I don't want to keep you here, Willow. I just came out to say goodbye to you, that's all. This pony and your clothes, all the clothes you got back in your room, are yours to keep. Make sure you come back and get them. Come back and visit us real soon, too, now you hear?
What happened? She run off again?
Yeah, she left.
You really thought you could tame her, huh?
Oh, it wasn't that. She heard us talking. Heard her family was nearby and she wanted to be with them. So I let her go.
Well, now, that's probably the best thing, don't you think?
I suppose.
But you'll miss her, huh?
Yeah, I guess I will. It's kind of cute when we got her face washed, you know? Guess I kind of got used to having her around.
Something else on your mind?
Yeah. Yeah, I promised Willow I'd tell her Ken how I come to kill her father. I still have that to do.
I think I'll let Pa and the sheriff take care of that.
Oh, I'm the one that killed him. I'm the one that should tell them.
Now, look, Joe, you can't take a chance like that. I wouldn't go near that place without some help.
I wouldn't mean anything if I went in there with an army.
Could mean you'd stay alive.
Adam, I don't think the Hodes are a tribe of killers. Besides, we don't even know it was one of them that bushwhacked you. And I promised Willow I'd tell him face to face. I killed her father, Adam. I think it's the least I can do.
No, now, Joe, you can't. Now listen to me. Joe, come back.
It's Willow. She's come back.
You let me handle this, boy. Well, I see you got away from him, girl.
They didn't even try and stop me. They just let me go.
Like as not, 'cause they knew I'd come after him if they didn't. You all right? They didn't hurt you none, did they?
Oh, they didn't hurt me none. They give me these clothes, though, and a lot of pretty things. Graham, it was nice there. The house was big, real splendid like, and they got a looking glass most tall as me.
I'd like to see something like that.
Not for us. None of that stuff. This shirt you got on, a huzzy shirt. Get shed of it, here.
Well, I think it's real pretty, Willow. You look so different.
I ain't different, Bud. Not inside, I ain't. Graham, they was good to me. Well, they even asked me to come back and visit any time at all.
Don't forget they's the ones that killed your pa. And don't you fret, girl. We're gonna kill the one that done it.
This might be.
Ain't ever seen him before, Dodie.
Little feller. Kind of pretty. Heard it was a pretty little feller that killed Jeb.
Yeah, but you don't know this one's him.
Yeah, I do. Got a feeling in my bones.
Remember what Ma told you?
Ma ain't here now. She's back talking to Willer. Appears like it's up to me to figure out what to do.
What's that gonna be?
You all just wait here and watch. You'll see. Gonna have me some fun killing a pretty little fella that killed my brother. Looking for somebody, stranger?
Yeah, looking for a family named Hode.
Reckon you found him.
There a woman here named Grandma Hode?
She's busy. I'm Dodie Hode. You can talk to me.
I think I'd rather talk to her.
Kane, you got something to say it to me.
Yeah, well, I don't think I will. Looks to me like you want trouble and I don't.
Well, now you come this far. It wouldn't be neighborly. I'll let you go away without you spoke your piece, would it?
Yeah, well, I'll be back when I can talk to the right person.
Oh, don't be in a hurry, neighbor. Maybe I can help you. You come here looking for the man that shot your brother, ain't that right? Well, you found him. I shot him.
Now, you'd like to shoot me, huh?
You shot my brother Jeb. Ain't you got a shooting coming to you?
Your brother Jeb tried to shoot me in the back. He missed, and I warned him not to try it again. He did, and I had to kill him. There was nothing else I could have done.
Yeah, I figured it was you. I felt it in my bones.
I'm gonna get on my horse, and I'm gonna ride out of here. And like I said, I don't want any trouble. Don't try it. You raise that gun, I'm gonna have to kill you.
But hold it!
'Twas a trick. 'Twas a trick after all. A trick so you could sneak in and kill Dodie. You, a fast gun, a killer.
I didn't come here to kill him. But he was bound to kill me. I warned him, but he had to try it. All right, now I'm warning all of you. I'm going out of here now. I don't want anybody to make a move.
I'll come after you, never fear. You can't go far enough away. You'll die for this, and your pappy'll die for the trick he played me. What kind of men are you? That man killed your brother, and yonder he goes riding free. What are you standing there staring for? Have you water in your veins? Have you rope for spines? Take your rifles now and go, do you hear? I want him dead and his father dead. Go now. Go now, do you hear? What do you mean by that?
We're done with killing.
Done with killing?
Dodie was bound to murder that boy, Ma. He'd have shot him in the back if need be. The boy could have done no less than what he done and live.
You cards. You sniveling... That man killed your brother Dodie. He killed your brother Jeb. He murdered them. Don't that mean nothing to you?
It weren't neither murder, Graham. They's right. Pa tried to shoot him in the back. He tried twice. It's like John's telling you. We killed enough.
I want that boy dead. I want him dead now.
I never would have knowed you. That's how much you changed, Willa. Only thing is, I keep thinking you changed toward me. I've been living for the day that we'd catch up to you and we could be married like was promised. Now I'm afraid.
There never was another man for me, Bud. And there never will be, not as long as we live.
I told Graham Hogue that I didn't think we'd ever live long enough to get married. I guess I got no reason to change that now.
We done all we could, you and me and John and Paul. We talked ourselves clear tired. Maybe she heard us. Maybe not. But if she says we gotta fight them, we got to. We got to do what she says. You know that.
Make yourselves ready. We're a-going now. We're a-gonna see the man that killed my sons. Reckon you know Doty won't be giving himself up sundown tomorrow.
Yes, I know.
Boy there killed him.
I know.
Killed Jeb, killed Doty the same way. He's real fast with a gun.
My son doesn't enjoy killing. He had no choice.
Two of my sons killed the same way by the same man. Willa saw the first killing. John and Paul the second, they say, was done the same way. It ain't easy seeing two sons killed. Willa says her pa was going to shoot you in the back. John and Paul say Doty tried to do the same thing. I believe them. They ain't never lied to me. I believe you done what any man would have done. You had to kill him. Reckon I can't hold no anger agin you. Willa says you'n's got all kinds of fixings in your house. Mind if I step in to see?
My house is your house. You're welcome at all times.